need to figure out my Wednesday video. Let's see.
Still no Drukari yet?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do that with another kidnapper. We'll see what happens in the future, but I'll be honest, I might have to change my future plans.
What was your original plan?
Shooting her in the face, then revealing that I actually donated my hair, and she didn't steal it.
What? So what am I taking you across the galaxy for?
So I can get home? I don't know how. I haven't written that far in this story yet. We'll see what the future leads, but for now, I need to come up with a video for Wednesday.
You sound tired. Are you okay?
I have not been sleeping well lately, but I'll survive. But I'll suffer while doing so.
Here, you want me to do this video? You seem to need a rest.
You sure? I mean, I kind of do, but also don't want to do your voice for a whole entire video.
You'll be fine. Get some rest. I'll do the rest of this.
Alright, you have a good one. I'm going to bed.
Okay, so, what to talk about? Let's see. David's cell phone. Let's open up the Warhammer app. You know what? How about we fuel my hatred? Let's take a look at some of the Black Templars on the table. So, the Templars are a successor chapter of my brother's Legion, the Imperial Fists. They seem to be hyper-religious, which is ironic given the anti-theistic beliefs of Rogel. It's kind of hilarious, actually. Rogel would slap himself with his missing hand. But what do they do? Let's see. Army rule is fairly obvious. I assume David's talked about Space Marines. Oh, at the moment, let's one reroll attack rolls against a single target per round, which combines with a lot of units who can reroll wounds. I understand this very little, really, but I think I get the idea. Black Templars have their Index Detachment Righteous Crusaders. They can obviously only have Black Templars chapter units in their armies, but this detachment also doesn't allow you to use certain units unless they're the Black Templars versions. No Psychers at all, no Gladiator, Lancer, Reaper, or Valiant, no Impulsor, Repulsor, or Repulsor Executioners. Then we go into their actual detachment rule, the Templar's Vows. You can choose one of the found abilities at the start of round 1. And all Black Templars units get that ability for the rest of the battle. Not as flexible as Gladius Task Force or the Black Spear Detachment that Ultramarines and Deathwatch prefer. Suffer Not the Unclean to Live gives melee weapons lethal hits abilities. Uphold the Honor of the Emperor makes models in your army gain a Feel No Pain of 6 up and Leadership of 5 up. Abhor the Witch, Destroy the Witch gives your army units 4 up invulnerability saves against psychic attacks, and melee weapons gains anti-psycho 4 up. And Accept Any Challenge, no matter the odds, gives melee weapons sustained hits 1 ability. So the best option for this is to go close and ready the blade.
Their big boss dude can one-shot a knight.
I'm sorry, really? Wow, that's kind of hilarious. But moving on, we also talk about enhancements now. For 10 points, there's Witchseeker Bolts, gives the bearer ranged weapon, precision, and anti-4 up and devastate wounds. And if you utilize Abhor the Witch, you can also reroll wound rolls against Psyker units. Could also be good as it doesn't apply to just Psykers, it just benefits against them the most. Perdition's Edge is 15 points and gives the bearer's melee weapon a strength and armor penetration of 1 extra. Utilizing Suffer Not the Unclean gives the unit extra attacks as well. A bit less desirable, and I'm starting to notice a pattern that none of these apply to the unit, just the bearer. 20 points is Sigismund's Seal, improves the attack characteristic for the bearer's melee weapon by 1, easy. Accept any challenge, makes unmodified hit rolls of 5 or more count as a critical hit, so that'll make the melee weapon get even more hits. Seems rather null, really. 35 points, Tannhauser's Bones. It halves the damage done to the bearer while they're leading a unit. With Uphold the Honor, that unit gains feel no pain. Okay, this one actually applies to the unit rather than just the bearer. Now stratagems. Armor of Contempt is used by all the Astartes chapters, reduce armor penetration by 1 against them, standard. Crusader's Wrath is used during the fight phase on a unit that hasn't been selected to fight. It increases the melee weapons in said unit's armor penetration by 1, and if Suffer Not is running, increase the strength by 1. More sword and board, kind of brutal, really. Vicious Riposte is used during the fight phase just after the enemy has targeted the unit it's being used on. Each time a model is destroyed, roll a d6, add 1 if Uphold is running. On a 4+, the model fallen is not removed, but instead can fight back before being removed. I enjoy these sort of things, but it's not better than just not dying in the first place. Fervent Acclamation is used in the command phase on a character model and any models in a unit they're attached to utilize another vow for the round, in addition to the vow being used at the beginning. I like this, though I feel it could cost 2 command points rather than just 1. No Escape is next, and it's used when an opponent falls back during the move phase, excluding vehicles and monster units, on the unit they ran away from, like a coward. Roll a d6, add 1 if accept any challenge is active. On 4+, that enemy is forced to stay still. If you don't roll high enough, your opponent must make a desperate escape to get away. I can see the value. And the last one is Devout Push, usable during your opponent's shooting phase after the enemy has shot, on a unit that has at least 1 model destroyed in that phase. It allows said unit to move 6 inches closer to the enemy that shot them. If Abhor the Witch is active, you can choose to move 6 inches closer to said shooter or any Psycho unit. I hate these guys. Rooted and Walled. They have no sense of adventure, no sense of exploration, which again is ironic given they're in a constant crusade and constantly throwing themselves into danger. The Black Templars, heavy melee with some melta guns on their tanks, which do not get any benefits in this detachment. I know they do not like ranged combat, but a good gun costs less than a good soldier. Now, what's that thing you're always saying at the end of every video, David?
Shove off.